still waiting on those oil temps. They're at 50 right now. All right, our carb heat is off. Mixture will adjust. You got your seatbelt on?
Yep.
Okay. This is our trim right here. I'll talk about this more. We got our trim wheel, and then we have that little white line that kind of shows us where the trim is at. You can see we're just barely behind neutral, which is where we want to be. Our flaps are up, so this is our flap lever. Funny enough, as you lift the flap lever up, if you look outside, our flaps go down. So when I say flaps are up, it actually means the bar is on the ground. And we got our lights all on. We'll do a control check. Watch your knees as I do this. We're just making sure that controls are working properly. Good, they are. All right, our oil temp is coming up.
Cedar traffic, Cirrus 190 uniform, turning final, runway 20 for a full stop. Cedar.
Cedar traffic, Archer 49er Papa Tango is at the north hangar. Is going to taxi towards the fire base and do our run up between Alpha and Charlie. Cedar.
Cedar traffic 110 uniform is turning right cross on runway 20, looking for a short approach, full stop. Cedar.
All right, so unlike driving, we actually use our feet to steer here and our hand to control our throttle, effectively our gas. So I'll actually have you practice this. So I'm gonna, whenever I give you the controls, I'm gonna say your controls. You're gonna say my controls when you're ready to take the controls. Then I'm gonna say your controls one more time. At which point you're on the controls and I'm off the controls. So a three-way transfer. Okay? So the way that you use the rudders. Let's say that we are. Are we off to the right of the line?
Yeah.
So I'm going to step on my left rudder, and that will bring me back on towards the line, and then I'm going to step on the right rudder again to follow the line. That's effectively how the rudders work. So I'm going to let you give it a go here. So your controls,
uniform is 3.5 miles north, field northbound of Rapidan.
Go ahead and give that a little, give us a little turn to the right.
Cedar traffic, helicopter 164 here, uniform on the go. Alpha, left traffic.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll stay on center line. All right, my controls.
Your controls?
My controls.
Cedar traffic, crew check 164, taking off 20 for a straight out departure southbound. Cedar.
Come on, oil temps.
Cedar traffic, helicopter 164, uniform on the go. Alpha, left traffic. Cedar.
Once these are in the green, we can do our run up and then take off.
Okay.
Cedar traffic, Cirrus 110 uniform, midfield right downwind, executing short approach, runway 20, Cedar. Cedar traffic, helicopter 4 Bravo Victor, high left base, Alpha, Cedar.
So what do you hit to, like, broadcast to the tower?
This right here is your push to talk button. You can see it says mic and it points right here.
Okay.
That's your push to talk button and this one's mine.
Okay.
So once I press on that, then it broadcasts over the frequency. This is our radio. We have COM 1 and NAV 1. We actually use radios. We use radios to both communicate and navigate. We have different navigation stations that use radio frequencies to tell us our position, as well as using it to communicate. So this radio, this is our radio 1. We have a COM and a nav frequency.
Turning right cross under runway.
I didn't know that.
20, Cedar.
Yep. Then you'll notice we have another radio box with another COM and another nav. So we can actually listen to two different frequencies.
We'll extend our downwind for the Cirrus on the runway.
Navigate with two different frequencies. We can do a lot with our radios. This is our audio panel. This controls what we're listening to and what we're talking to. You'll notice you see pilot, co-pilot. This actually controls your volume. So inside the cockpit, You'll notice my voice is changing right now in volume as I adjust this, so you can actually adjust that to your comfort if you need to.
Turning right downwind, runway 20, Cedar.
This controls what we're listening to.
Traffic 11 uniform is right base, runway 20, full stop, Cedar.
So this is COM 1, this is COM 2. Notice it says C1 and it's lit up. That means we're listening to COM 1. So this frequency, 123.0, that's what we're listening to right now. This controls what we talk to. We can't talk to more than one frequency at a time.
Taking off 20, Cedar.
So right now we are talking to COM 1 and we're listening to COM 1. This is COM 2. This is actually our weather right here. So if I press C2, we can listen to two different frequencies at the same time.
Visibility,
and now we can hear this frequency, which is our weather frequency.
Clear. Temperature 2.
So you can listen to multiple, but you can't talk to multiple.
Yeah, if I push this button, I don't want to broadcast on more than one frequency. I can only talk to one at a time, but I can listen to more than one at a time. So if I wanted to switch frequencies, let's say that our, this is my standby COM frequency. See how it says standby right there? So whenever I'm changing frequencies, let's say I'm trying to go to 122.8. I have a fat knob and then a skinny knob. I use the fat knob to change the whole numbers, the skinny knob to change the decimals. So if I'm trying to talk to 122.8, there's 122.8, then I press this button and it switches them. So now this is our active frequency, 122.8. We're listening to and talking to this frequency now. But we're in Cedar, so we'll stay on this one. And we're just barely in the green. We'll go ahead and do our run up. So this is just testing the health of the engine. We're going to go up to 2,000 RPM here. We're going to test our magnetos. So I'm going to turn one of the mags off. We'll see how many RPMs we lose.
Cedar traffic, helicopter 164.
Okay, about like 30 or 40. Turn off the other magneto.
64 final south, Alpha, Southway 26, run on 90.
Okay, about 80 or 90. That's a good mag drop. They have to be within 50 of each other and not more than 175. We're going to do our press to test. All the lights come up except for that one. They're replacing it. Our vacuum gauge is between those red lines, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn my carpet on. The RPM should drop. That's what we're seeing. And then my ammeter is charging. So I am charging my ammeter right now. This is testing our alternator.
Traffic 170.
Making sure it's generating.
Right crossing runway 20.
Okay. Silencer panel. The last thing we'll do is lean out the mixture. So I'm watching the RPMs. Okay, the RPMs are dropping. I want to stop pulling it out. Bring it back up.
Cedar traffic, helicopter 4, Bravo,
cool.
Victor, high left downwind, Alpha, Cedar.
And that is it for our run-up. Last thing we'll check is engine idle.
Turning final, runway 20, full stop, Cedar. Traffic, Sirius 1 uniform, clear, runway 20,
engine still runs idle.
826, 1 short Alpha, Cedar.
Back to 1,000. All right, now we'll do it before takeoff. Fuel pump on. Carp is off.
Cedar traffic, 117 uniform to themselves, probably the crosswind, westbound.
Trim, flaps, lights. Yeah, we are good. All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Cedar traffic, 140 uniform, 7 miles to the north on Texas Highway 20 will be a full stop. Shoot.
Cedar traffic, 49er Papa Tango is by the fire base, taxiing runway 20 via Charlie Alpha 1, Cedar. Questions?
Nope.
Yeah.
Traffic, Sirius 11 uniform, taxiing back to the south ramp via 826 and Charlie crossing Alpha, Cedar.
Traffic, crew track 164, 6 miles to the south, 7,600 km and 1,500, transitioning southbound, Las Cedar.
All right, before we take the runway, we're going to go ahead and scan left, make sure the runway is clear. That guy's just landing. Okay, we'll check final. I don't see anyone on final. I don't see anyone on base. And I don't see anyone. There's somebody on like a 5-mile final. Keep an eye out for them. Once those guys get off the runway, we'll be clear to take off. Cedar traffic, Archer 49er Pop Tango is going to line up and wait, runway 20, Cedar.
Cedar traffic, Sirius 190 uniform, clear runway 20 on 826, Cedar. Traffic, Sirius 11 uniform, clear 826, Cedar. There's 1 momentary delay for Bravo Victor. Cedar traffic, share 32 Sierra uniform, 8 miles west of the field, inbound practice ILS 20, planning early miss, Cedar traffic. Cedar traffic, 4 Bravo Victor, high final, Alpha 2, Cedar. Cover 19, uniform is crossing, taxiway Alpha on 826.
Alright, there's that guy. We're gonna wait for him to land.
Uniform crossing 826 on Alpha northbound Cedar.
Cedar traffic 400 Pop Tango is lined up and waiting on 20. Will be a momentary delay for Bravo Victor.
Cedar traffic 146
Okay, this should be clear.
3 miles final on ILS 20, that'll be full stop Cedar.
Cedar traffic 400 Pop Tango is departing runway 20, going to be a southbound departure, Cedar. Alright, power's all the way in. Engine gauges are in the green. Our airspeed is coming alive. I'm using my rudders to keep us on the center line, right? I want to stay on the center line of the runway here. Keeping one hand on the power. RPMs are looking good. Okay, there's 40 knots, about 800 feet down the runway here. We're looking for 60. You can go ahead and just lightly hold the yoke here and you can feel what I'm doing. Once we get to 60, I'm going to slowly pull back. So there it is, slowly pull back until we're off the ground. And there we are. I'm going to stop pulling back right there.
Cedar traffic, Sierra 190 uniform, clear for runway 826 on Charlie 1, taxiing to the east ramp, or south ramp via Charlie, Cedar. 64, moving north to south, Alpha Cedar. Cedar traffic, helicopter 4 Bravo Victor on...
Now we're just staying over the runway.
Air taxiing, south ramp, Cedar.
Alright, so our best rate of climb is 76. That's our best climb speed. So I'm pitching for about 76 here. Now we can control our speed a couple of ways, with the power and with the pitch, right? How do you think we could get faster with the pitch? What could I do to the pitch?
He nose down, right?
Good.
Final 20 full stop, Cedar.
That's correct. So if I'm already at full power, right? We're trying to climb. So if I'm not at 76, I need to adjust where my nose is at, right? So when we're flying, we're 80% outside, or 80% looking outside of the plane. You would think that we're flying off of our gauges. We're mostly flying by visual references, right? Where's my nose at? I can tell a lot with what's going on in here just by what my nose is doing. For example, we're going 80 right now, right? So without looking at the airspeed indicator, if I start bringing my nose up, you can see our nose is coming up. I know my airspeed's going to get lower, and I know we're going to climb even more. And you can see now we're going, almost 70 there. So just by looking outside, you can tell a lot of what's happening inside of here. So if I'm trying to maintain 76, the key is to look outside and find where I need to put my nose to keep 76 knots.
Cedar traffic.
If I stare at the gauge, it's going to be hard to keep 76.
Alpha left traffic.
Let me give you an example. If I'm trying to get to 76 here, and I just stare at my gauge, there's also a little bit of a delay in this, right? So if I start, I'm like, okay, I need to get up a little bit here, bring my nose up.
Boys gonna hold short of Alpha, right?
All right, there's 76. Oh, crap. Now we're getting too slow. Okay, I got to bring my nose down. All right. Okay, there's 7. Oh, man, I'm going too fast. So if you just follow the gauges, you're not ever going to get to where you really want to go. It's going to take too long, and it's not as reliable because there's a delay in it.
Cedar traffic, 117 uniform, student solos, about 10 miles west of the field, cruising at 8,500, heading westbound, Cedar.
So the key is to fly outside. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my nose in the same spot. So see how my nose isn't really moving right now? Keeping it relatively in the same spot. Well, if I leave it here for a few seconds, I can tell what my airspeed is going to be if I leave it here, right? We're going about 81. Okay, so I know I need to go slower than that. I want to be at 76. So I'm going to look back outside. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to bring my nose up just a little bit here. Just small changes, maybe like that much. I'm going to leave my nose here. I'm not looking at my airspeed yet. Leave the nose here for a few seconds. Let everything stabilize. Then I'm going to check my airspeed again. Okay, so we lost like 3 or 4 knots, right? We're pretty close to just about 76 right here. So if I leave my nose about right here, I should maintain 76 knots, roughly, depending on weather and some other things. But that's a good rule of thumb for how we're flying. It should be 80% outside, looking at what's going on outside, 20% looking at our gauges. Okay, so I'm going to let you give it a go here. I'm going to adjust our heading here. We're going to be pointed a little bit more this way towards the left side of the valley. Okay. You ready to fly?